Most people won't figure this out until they've made it, until they climb the corporate ladder and get that shiny promotion and realize the grind really isn't worth it for them, until they meet their dream partner and discover the relationship feels like a prison, until they snag that sprawling mansion and feel emptier than their furniture-less guest room. Or maybe they buy their first supercar and realize it's not what they hoped it would be. Now, my name is Stephen Billman, and I'm a Navy veteran turned rental arbitrage expert and entrepreneur. I run a rental arbitrage business that pulls in $150,000 a month by renting other people's properties and subleasing them, with the landlord's permission, of course, to nurses, business professionals, and travelers and families. I also founded B&B Syndicate, where I teach people how to achieve financial freedom through rental arbitrage. Now, my journey wasn't easy, to say the least. I grew up bouncing between homes, exposed to drugs, abuse, and the foster home. I never went to college. Instead, I joined the Navy to escape that environment. After failing at multiple side hustles, I found rental arbitrage, and honestly, it changed my life. Now, I'm on a mission to help others escape the grind and build a life of freedom and independence. Now, if you're new here, you know I don't play by the rules. I don't believe in sugarcoating. I believe in taking risk, building assets, and showing up every damn day. And if you're in your 20s, or maybe you're older and you just want to get your life back on track, these lessons will apply to you as well. So let me spare you the headache of having to go through these things and actually learn them yourself. So lesson 1, stack up your assets the right way. I didn't become financially free by following the script. At 23, I was pulling in more cash than I'd ever imagined. Now, my rental arbitrage business brings in $150,000 a month. But here's the twist. It wasn't just about stacking dollars. It was about knowing what to stack first. Most 20-somethings think hustling for financial capital is the golden ticket. And even people older than that. Spoiler alert, it's not. Unless your family tree grows money, you need a different game plan. Start by building intellectual capital, invest in yourself like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. So back when I was a kid bouncing between homes, I didn't have much. No college degree, like I said, just grit, curiosity. So I just devoured books, podcasts, any skill building resource that I could find or that I could afford. And when I finally got some cash, I didn't blow it on designer bullshit. I spent it on courses, mentors, and anything that I fast track my learning. Why? Because being valuable to the market means more money, more freedom, and fewer bullshit constraints for me to deal with. Lesson 2. Leverage your network like a pro. When you stack up your intellectual capital, something magical happens. People start to notice. That's your social capital kicking in. And trust me, you want that firepower. A strong network opens doors faster than your dream job ever could. And in my early days, I didn't just sit back and hope connections fell on my lap. I offered value, I mentored people, I shared my knowledge on all different kinds of platforms, and before long, the right people were reaching out to me. And even if you're stuck in your 9-to-5, go out of your way to help coworkers. I know, sounds terrible, but that above and beyond attitude gets noticed by decision makers, and boom, your network expands. Now the kicker about this is that social capital leads to human capital, and when you've got a solid network, attracting talent becomes super easy. I believe and built my rental arbitrage empire not just by working in my business, but by finding people who wanted to join my mission. They came to me, why? Because I built credibility first. And if you skip these steps and jump straight to making bank, you're fighting uphill. But when you prioritize intellectual, social, and human capital, the financial capital flows naturally and a lot faster. Lesson 3, get your money, then realize it's not about the money. Stack those assets, make that cash, and do it fast. Seriously, don't wait until you're 40, 50, 60 years old to hit your goals. Hustle now, collect all the wins, the money, the freedom, the shiny toys. Why? Because the sooner you get everything you thought you wanted, the sooner you realize none of it actually matters. I thought the next property, the next paycheck, or the next milestone would fill the void. And spoiler alert, it didn't. You'll hit your goals, look around and ask, is this it? That's when you realize what truly matters. Time, freedom, and the people you love. I'm grateful I learned this so early because I didn't need to chase paper for validation. Now I can focus on what I love, helping others, growing my community, and living life on my own damn terms. And if you want to feel that freedom sooner, get your hustle out of the way now. You might hear people say, slow down, enjoy life, be mindful. Cool. But most of us won't get that lesson until we've climbed the mountain and seen the view. Get there quicker and you'll figure it out quicker. Lesson 4. Everything's a projection. Learn to filter the noise. Let me save you years of frustration. Most of what people say about you has nothing to do with you. It's their baggage, their fears, and their insecurities. When I was building my rental arbitrage business, people projected their doubts onto me. It's too risky, you're wasting your time. Why not just get a safe job? Guess what? That was their fear talking, not mine. And when someone throws negativity your way, it's a reflection of their own limits. You don't have to carry their weight. Filter the feedback. If it helps you grow, use it. If it doesn't, toss it. People will try to box you in based on their reality. Don't let them. The sooner you recognize projection for what they are, the more mental peace you'll have. Trust me with that one. Peace is a priceless asset when you're building your empire. Lesson 5, stop idolizing people and things. In my early 20s, I used to put successful people on pedestals, and if someone had more money, a better business, or a flashy lifestyle, I think they had the answers to life. Spoiler, they didn't. Here's the truth. No one is above you. Not the millionaire, not the CEO, not the influencer with 1 million followers. Respect their success, but never shrink yourself. Putting people on a pedestal only steals your power and inflates your doubts. Same goes for material crap. The cars, the houses, the luxury brands, they're nice, but they're not the goal. You are the goal. Your growth, your freedom, your impact. And some people might watch this and say, but Steven, don't you have a penthouse and a ton of cars and a ton of nice stuff, watches and stuff like that? Yes, I do, but I also understand that they're just materialistic BS, that I can't take it with me when I die. However, I do enjoy driving my cars because they do put a smile on my face every damn time I drive them. And for me, that's worth it. For others, maybe not so much. But back to my point, the moment you stop idolizing things and people, you unlock a level of confidence and freedom that's rare. And that's where the real power is. Lesson 6, doubt your work, not yourself. Here's the thing, you're going to mess up your business, your ideas, your projects. They won't always hit the mark. That's normal. Doubt your work. Tear it apart, refine it, make it better, but never doubt yourself. When I was starting in my rental arbitrage business, I questioned my strategies, my processes, and my results, but I never questioned me, myself. I knew my worth wasn't tied to a failed listing or a slow month. If I bombed a property, I adjusted. If a side hustle flopped, I pivoted, but I didn't let that failure seep into my identity. Your work is what you produce. You are the engine behind it all. You'll make mistakes, but you're not a mistake. Keep that line clear, and you'll avoid spiraling into a self-sabotage and burnout. Lesson number 7, do it while you're still fired up. Ever get a genius idea and then sit on it until the excitement fades? Yeah, stop doing that. Acting on your energy while it's hot is like catching lightning in a bottle. When I had the idea to start my rental arbitrage business, I didn't overthink it. I didn't drown myself in what ifs. I moved fast. I started with nothing but a plan and a fire in my gut. Literally operating out of the backseat of my truck with a couple personal credit cards. I could have waited for a better time or more resources, but screw that shit. I jumped in, listed my first property, and took the hits as they came. The decision set me on the path to financial freedom, and if you wait too long, your ideas go stale, and you overanalyze, doubt yourself, and talk yourself out of it. And by the time you're ready, the opportunity's dead. So when you're fired up about something, go all in. Whether it works out or not, you'll gain experience, lessons, and momentum. Hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Lesson number 8, take risk while you still can, and if you're in your 20s, that's the prime time to take risk. Why? Because you've got less baggage and more bounce back. No kids, no mortgage, no reason to play it safe. I took the biggest gamble of my life when I walked away from a steady Navy paycheck to dive into rental arbitrage. Now people thought I was nuts. What if it doesn't work? They said, but here's the truth. What if it does? Even if I crashed and burned, I could rebuild. The skills, the knowledge, the grit, those stay with you. Risk are how you learn, grow, and create opportunities that the 9-to-5 security can never offer. Worst case scenario, you mess up, you learn, and you pivot. Best case scenario, you build a life of freedom while everyone else plays it safe and hates their job. Bet on yourself. And if you lose, you've got time to recover. If you win, you change your life. Lesson number 9, go deep, not wide. If you're in your 20s, it's normal to explore, dabble, and try different things. But once you find something you love and have a knack for it, go all in. I didn't get to $150,000 a month by half-assing rental arbitrage. Found a system that worked and I mastered it. You don't get rich by being decent at 10 things. You get rich by being badass at one thing. And whether it's real estate, consulting, content creation, sales, whatever it is, go deep. Build skills that make you irreplaceable. The deeper you go, the less competition you have. Everyone else is stuck in surface level hustle, chasing shiny objects. You're digging for gold. Deep mastery pays off. Wide exploration keeps you average. Lesson 10, embrace being lost. It's part of the process. Feeling lost? Good. That means you're shedding your old self and leveling up. I've been there, bouncing between foster homes, flunking side hustles, staring down failure after failure. And at 20, I didn't know what the hell I was doing with my life. But instead of seeing it as a crisis, I reframed it. It was a reset. Being lost means you're in the middle of a transformation, not the end. It's uncomfortable, but discomfort is where everything and everyone grows. Every time I felt lost, I was one step away from my next breakthrough. Rental arbitrage didn't show up when I had it all figured out. It showed up when I was searching, doubting, and questioning everything. Don't fear the confusion, lean into it. Your new badass self is on the other side. Lesson 11, know the game, understand the politics. Here's a cold, hard truth. If you don't know the game, you're getting played. I didn't grow up with political talk in the house. Taxes, rights, policies, they were just words to me. But the more successful I got, the more I realized politics affects your money, your business, and your freedom. I learned this the hard way when the government took a bigger chunk of my hard-earned cash than I had expected. Understanding how the system works means you can work the system. Where you live, how you structure your business, how you invest, it's all tied to policies. Don't wait until you're blindsided. Educate yourself now or get taxed, fined, or regulated into submission later. Play the game. Don't let it play you. Lesson 12. Your values will change. Let them. In my early 20s, I was obsessed with hustle, stacking cash, driving nice cars, and I kind of am still in a little bit. I'm learning every single day, living that flex life. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But here's what no one tells you. Your values will evolve, and that's a good thing. I hit the milestones, the money, the properties, the cars, the watches, the freedom. And then one day I looked around and thought, this isn't it. My goals changed. What mattered to me didn't necessarily completely change, but it did evolve. Because I still do love my house. I still love my cars. But at first I fought it. I clung to old dreams that didn't fit anymore, and it drained me. When I finally accepted my new values, which is helping others, building a legacy, and having more time with people I love, everything clicked. Don't trap yourself in an old version of who you used to be. If your values shift, let them. Adjust your life to match. Holding on to goals that no longer serve you is a fast-track way to burnout and misery. Lesson 13, don't ditch your friends. Lift them up. When you start leveling up, it's easy to look around and think your friends aren't keeping pace. Maybe they're not on the same grind. Maybe they're not building businesses or reading self-help development books. And you might feel tempted to leave them behind. Don't. True growth isn't about cutting people off. It's about lifting them up. And instead of ditching your friends, share what you've learned. Teach them how to make money. Teach them how to achieve financial freedom, improve their mindset, or chase their own dreams. Not everyone will want to level with you, and that's okay. Respect their journey, but never let your ego convince you that you're better than them or above anyone. Because the friends who stick with you through it all, they are priceless. And trust me, you'll need them more than you think. The people that were there when you had nothing and are here now. Now, on the flip side, if you have friends that are bums, not doing anything with their lives and just refuse to want to be a better version of themselves, then it may be better for you to just not hang around them or not be around them anymore. Because I'm a firm believer in the Jim Rohn quote that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and I believe that. So, lesson 14, consistency beats motivation every damn time. Motivation is like that friend who hypes you up for a night out but flakes at the last minute. It's unreliable, and if you're waiting to feel motivated before you take action, you're setting yourself up for failure. The real key to success is consistency. Showing up, putting in the work, even when you'd rather do anything else, especially at that time. And when I started my rental arbitrage business, there were days where I felt unstoppable and days where I felt like throwing the towel. The difference between me and most people, I just kept going. I listed the properties, I refined the processes, I took the hits, and still showed up. Motivation is a spark. Consistency is the engine. You don't need to feel inspired every day. You need to be disciplined. The Navy kind of helped me with that a little bit, but I always had that. Discipline means you're in control. Not your feelings, not your doubts, not your mood. Consistency compounds over time. One action leads to another, and before you know it, you've built momentum that no fleeting burst of motivation could ever match. And if you can master consistency, you're unstoppable. It's the one thing that separates the dreamers from the doers, the wannabes from the winners. Show up, do the work, no excuses, just make it happen. So the next thing for you is really just redefining your success on your terms. You've learned how to stack assets, build your consistency, and take risk. You've realized that money, while powerful, isn't the total end game. You've seen that your values, your network, and your mindset are the real wealth. So what comes next? Redefine success on your own damn terms. Forget society's blueprint. You're not here to follow the status quo. You're here to create a life of financial freedom, time freedom, and choice. For me, success isn't just hitting $150, $250, or even $500,000 a month. It's knowing I can spend time with my family, help my students, and wake up every damn day doing what I know is going to be in my best interest to give me the most time freedom and financial freedom. So one final truth for y'all is success is a cycle. Building your empire is not a straight line at all. It's a cycle. You'll win, you'll lose, pivot, rebuild. That's the game. When you hit one level of success, don't get complacent. Aim higher, push further, keep evolving. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, comfort kills ambition. Stay hungry, stay relentless, stay committed to becoming the best version of yourself, not just for the money, but for the freedom and the impact you can create. If you are ready to take control of your life, let's make it happen. Again, I'm Stephen Billman, and I teach 9-to-5 hustlers and corporate grinders how to escape the rat race and build their own rental arbitrage empires. No fluff, no hype, just proven step-by-step strategies that allowed me to grow my rental arbitrage business to over $150,000 a month. I even have students making up to $70,000 a month in their rental arbitrage business. So if you're still here, you want to know how it works, rental arbitrage is simple. You rent properties from landlords, then sublet them to travelers, nurses, and business professionals. Instead of owning real estate, you control it. And that control means you make 2 to 4 times the rent in profit without the headaches of buying homes. So I started with pretty much nothing, literally running my business out of the backseat of my truck and a few personal credit cards. Now, help people just like you achieve financial freedom, time freedom, and the power to live life on your own terms. And if you're tired of the 9-to-5 corporate grind, or maybe you just want to generate some extra income, some side income, and want a blueprint to break free, I've got you covered. You can dive into more of my content to learn the ins and outs of rental arbitrage, or if you're just ready to get started or learn more about it, hit the link below for my free course. You can get complete free access to it. No excuses, no delays. Your future's waiting. Let's build it. I'll talk to you soon. Peace, guys.